a long back straightaway heading to the S's.
That's why the S's are so important. A big passing zone here into the bus stop.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? I am Double D, and welcome to the watch party for Watkins Glen. They're racing into Gold Bowling 355 at Watkins Glen. 90 laps, about a 2.5 mile road course. Ryan Blaney's on pole, and SVG starts second. And now I'm going to give you my prediction for the race. If you already heard it on my podcast, you know what it is.
The official pace car for today's Go Bowling at the Glen is the 2025 Toyota GR Supra.
So I predict SVG is going to win today's race. I mean, it was an easy prediction to make. He's the winningest driver on the road courses in the Cup Series this year. Won all of them except Coda, and I think he'll win this one, knowing that the playoffs are near.
Boys, appreciate everybody's hard work. So, this is what we live for right here. It's what we do. Make it happen today.
Yes, sir. Today's our day. You go get them. And close yesterday, the NASCAR Xfinity Series race until he was involved.
Okay, I'm going to upload to my socials real quick.
As he mentioned a little earlier, he's still a bit sore today, Steve, but he's ready to go. It feels he can win. Yeah. As the drivers come down pit road, very important to check their pit road speed. One of the real challenges here, not only backwards, but you can see it right here as Blaney gets to that final third of pit road, it actually starts to crest downhill. Not so bad for the drivers, but if you get a tire, kind of gets rolling.
They're still going on pace laps. I'll go through the starting grid in a second.
That downhill pit road. Jeff, we talk a lot about the track. It's the Watkins Glen we've known and loved for years, but one change that we're going to see right away, the restart zone has moved to before turn 7, before the right-hander. So right here, this is that short straightaway you see on the left side painted on the wall. We will restart before the right-hander. Why the change?
Well, it changed because there was so much chaos on road courses in turn 1. Saw a lot of, really kind of silly wrecks, kind of didn't, just kind of really some really good races. So consistent with all the other road courses, moved it back. And what happened in the races that have already happened this week, it really changed what the preferred lane was, because the outside lane actually accelerated better. The problem is you get to turn 1, and now you're not in the preferred lane. So it'll be interesting to see what lane drivers think throughout the day.
Oh, boy.
Ryan Preece, the first one out of the playoffs, coming off back-to-back top 5 for the first time in his career lead, and gained 19 points on his teammate Chris Buescher at Iowa last week. But when I talked to Derek Finley, his crew chief, this morning, he said because where we're starting today, 17th, pretty deep in the field, I'm not sure what strategy I want to play. 2 stops, 3 stops. I'm going to see what the other teams do. I would love to get stage 1 points. That's my plan as of now. But I think the plan for everyone, Kim, is going to change all day long.
Well, Marty, Chase Briscoe is on a bit of a heater with 3 runner-up finishes in the last 4 races. And at first glance, that might seem like a good thing. But race teams, well, they're always looking for more. And this 19 team, they told me the only second-place finish they're happy with is when they finish runner-up to SVG at Sonoma. Otherwise, those second-place finishes they view as missed opportunities. Crew Chief James Small told me playoff points are a premium. The best way to bank those is to win races. They firmly said we have to win more.
Tim, when Ryan Blaney in the yellow and black 12 won the pole over the entire field, the focus became, hey, you defeated SVG at his own game. And Ryan, slow down, people. I beat him one day. Let's talk about tomorrow where I've got to beat him for 90 laps. So the coolest thing is I get to race around him. I'm usually way far behind him. I'm going to watch what he does and see what he does. That is, if I give him the lead. It was a nice blend up to qualifying day. Not only with Blaney on the pole, but Ross Chastain tucked in behind.
Okay, so I got everything posted. Now I'll go for the starting grid. We got Ryan Blaney first, SVG second, Briscoe third, Chastain fourth, Busch fifth, McDowell sixth, Bowman seventh, Hocevar eighth, Christopher Bell ninth, William Byron 10th, Logano 11th, Buescher 12th, 13th, Cedric 14th, Gribbs 15th, Wallace 16th, Keselowski 17th, Priest 18th, Allmendinger 19th, Suarez 20th, Chase Elliott. That's all I could get through. The race is about to start. Okay. Blaney and SVG side by side to the flag. Green flags in the air. We are racing at Watkins Glen. See, Blaney tucks in, or SVG tucks in under Ryan Blaney. Briscoe the third, but now SVG trying to go for the pass in the S's. But Blaney is going to fend the position for right now.
Could have kept it on the right side of Blaney, going up the S's. It gets very tight up there, and that was a good decision. Chase Briscoe.
SVG still behind Blaney, though. SVG wants to lead this race.
And that'll be firmly in his mind, Steve. He said he relives it all the time. The mistake made getting into that wall a little bit as they run wide off the carousel. Nothing really out of bounds. The only place you could shortcut would be the bus stop. Now into turn 6, the left-hander. Everyone kind of matched, minding their P's and Q's deeper in the field. A. John will jump to the left side of Bubba Wallace. That'll be a hard pass to make, though. Now we have a battle right here.
It looks like Blaney's going to lead lap 1. McDowell's already up to 5th. Kyle Busch almost getting battled by Byron and Posavar in the back.
We see the 54 as well inside the 22. People know, Jeff, 90 laps is just not a very long race.
You don't want to lose track position. But giving up one spot is not going to
Okay.
end your day. You have to be smart this time of the race. You are battling for track position all the time, but like we saw with SVG in lap 1, there's a time and a place, and one of those S's right now is really not the time. But that's going to change. It's going to get more aggressive.
That's pretty aggressive there, exiting the bus stop. This is good for Blaney because a year ago he got taken out in a lap 1 multi-car incident. He had to be held back to the garage area and didn't even stand a chance. Now he leads this race a year on.
Yeah, that record Blaney actually is what changed the damaged vehicle policy because he had very little damage to the exterior of his car, but it broke the steering, which forced the retirement. In today's race, that would allow him to make mechanical changes and come back out of the race, although it would be laps down.
Let's ride along with SVG. Coming to the start field.
Yeah, so Blaney has a clear lead on SVG by a half a second. We got Briscoe, Chastain, McDowell, Kyle Busch holding in 6th. 7th, Posavar. 8th, William Byron. 9th, Alex Bowman. And 10th, Christopher Bell. Chase Elliott, who started in 20th, has dropped to 21st. So he's not doing good right now. Still a long race to go.
That makes this corner much easier. You don't use all the racetrack. It really hurts your opportunity to carry all the speed down the back straightaway, well over 160 miles an hour already. Heavy braking zone, again, good braking marks. This right here is where SVG is so fast. He carries so much speed into the S's. Look how much ground he gained on Blaney at that one place in the racetrack. That's where his advantage is. But, Steve, it is a very difficult place to make passes.
It is, and I think the carousel being that long with standing corner, that's a little bit more comfortable for the older guys. And the older guys have been running here forever. Now we have a 90-degree left-hander. This has changed dramatically with the runoff to the right. Neither driver going to use it too much, but you can race now side by side. We actually saw SVG in a huge accident here in turn 7 yesterday in the Xfinity Series race.
Told me this morning he was a little sore after that because of the extent of the impact, but feeling pretty good and ready to go out and try and continue this amazing run that he's had. Chase Briscoe's off to a good start.
Hold on, guys. I'll get back to you in a second.
William Byron, his teammate from Hendrick Motorsport. Alex Bowman tucked in right behind, and then Christopher Bell. Is Ty Dillon making an inside move or attempting to down into turn 1?
So hard to complete that pass. You're going to see he's actually going to come under it.
There we go.
From step to his left, just because the driver on the outside.
Okay, so, yeah. Blaney's still in the lead, but SVG still staying in tow right behind him. Busch just put down the fastest lap.
I just wish there was something we could do to maybe treating the surface. As you see a detention here, Burns going by Denny Hamlin. Denny on better.
Well, I think everybody's just trying to make it to
I would just love to see
the first pit cycle. They don't want to use their car up early.
Prefer to be on the racetrack.
And Denny Hamlin tried to, he talked about trying a different driving style, trying to.
Yeah, Hamlin didn't qualify good, and he's already lost 8 positions.
He's going the wrong way. And his shoes on the 24 way off the pace. Yes.
Way off and lost 2 positions to Christopher Bell in the defending race winner Chris Busch.
And Byron lost a couple positions as well.
Top 10. Let's have a look at this. And it's teammate on teammate. Bowman on the inside of Byron.
Alex Bowman made contact with Byron. I wonder if he has a tire going down.
Sure, he thought Bowman was going to give him that spot. A little bit of contact, lost momentum, lost several spots.
Still under attack.
Yeah, that's what happens. You lose that momentum. everybody, well, they see it. They try to jump on you. Right along the Toyota camp, I guess. Look at the vision. We just rode with SVG. You can really see the Vestas. You can see the inner loop.
Yeah, positions are still the same as of right now.
Difficult to really hit your marks, understand exactly where you are on the racetrack.
Like Burns, let's talk more about William Byron.
But you guys mentioned going the wrong way. William just radioed the crew. And by the way, they usually radio the most pertinent information.
They're on lap 5. They're about to go to lap 6.
Because they know their radio signal is good. He told the crew coming by really tight, especially off of the carousel. So on that turn exit, Jeff, when you're tight coming off the carousel, you lose lap time.
And tight, Dave, the car just does not rotate, doesn't turn the way the driver wants to. So what that means is he just has to wait before he can accelerate. And the guys behind you, they're not waiting. So they gain momentum on you. That's a common theme. I heard, I spoke to a lot of drivers this morning, and so many of them, the majority of them,
Oh, Larson
Larson with problems.
spun around. No brakes for Larson. Could that be the end of his day? I mean, he's still driving on track. But I wonder if he does not have any brakes.
That's odd. No brakes this early in the race. Replay here.
He just loses it. All on his own. He said no brakes. So obviously he has enough brakes to slow down a little bit. Because if you got to the end of the front stretch with 0 brake, you would go straight into the barrier, as we've seen drivers unfortunately do over the years. So, but something is amiss with the 5-car Kyle Larson, whether he has no rear, no front.
Yeah, Larson
it's just long.
dropped quite a bit of positions.
A brake issue.
He's just been having a rough summer.
See what he does. Like right here, if he has no brakes, he's using some braking in that corner. It's obviously just not what he wants to do. We'll have to see if he brings to the pit road or if they try to ride it out. Remember, stage 1 comes to an end in 32 laps.
Frustrating weekend last weekend in Iowa for Larson, where he was getting hit by everything and everybody, and he was pretty unhappy about that. And then the frustration continues this weekend. So, led every lap as Ryan Blaney. He only ever led 2 laps here at the Glen up until today. So, we're a contrast year on year. However, that mirror is full.
Yeah, Larson's down pit road, so that's got to be a bigger brake issue for him.
He's made it to his pit stall. Lee, can he bring the car to a stop? Gingerly, yes, he does. And you mentioned last week at Iowa, Cliff Daniels told me they've got that car home. It was destroyed in so many ways. But again, this weekend, mechanical issues for them. Steve, what would be your checklist as you hear the driver complaining about brakes?
Well, it's clear to me looking at just the helmets. If those aren't the normal tire changes, those are the mechanics going over there right now. Reading his radio, he says he can pump the brake pedal up and get a pedal, but then when he steps on it, it slowly decreases like you're bleeding the brakes. That tells me they have some sort of fluid leak. It's not just air in the system, so that's what I'd be looking for, Dave. Much like these crew members are doing right now, looking underneath the hood, see if there's any fluid on either of the calipers. Nothing obvious, but this is going to be hard to diagnose. Probably a day ender, at least to be competitive for the 5.
Yeah, unfortunate for people to pick Larson this week.
It's going great. If you're Ryan Blaney, out in front, led every lap.
So Blaney, who has started on pole, is leading every lap, is still in the lead. Got SVG. Let's see, then you got Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Michael McDowell, Kyle Busch. 7th, Carson Hocevar. 8th place, Alex Bowman. 9th, Christopher Bell. And last year's winner, Chris Buescher, in 10th. Elliott hasn't really won any there. Hamlin is the one that has lost the most spots on the start. Hamlin's all the way back in 29th. I mean, that's if you count Larson, who is 39th having brake issues. See who's gained the most positions so far. John Nemechek gained 5 spots, I believe. Yeah, he's gained 5 spots from 30th. He is now 25th. So he's trying to get on the move. Yeah, not really much people climbing or going down as of yet.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
Meet the IHOP House Fates value menu.
Yeah, Blaney has kind of extended that gap on SVG now. SVG's having a hard time trying to pass Ryan Blaney.
$6. $6 for all.
Hey, at least it's not like Sonoma where SVG is like seconds ahead, because that was really annoying.
Welcome to the final fight for the playoffs. More heat, more heartbreak, more chances slipping away. From Iowa to Watkins Glen, Richmond to Daytona, every lap, every pass, every point matters. Now it's time for more desperation, more determination, more drama. Only on NBC and USA. Welcome to the home stretch. Welcome to NASCAR.
Super day here in the Finger Lakes District of New York, and super for Ryan Blaney, leading Shane Van Gisbergen and Chase Briscoe, and then Ross Chastain. Positions unchanged since the drop of the green flag, but something that has changed is that the driver who was meant to be in this race today, who is not. Tell us more, Marty.
Yeah, that's Connor Zilich, and it was fantastic, Lee and Countdown to Green, to see him back at the racetrack. It's even better to talk to him right now. I think number one, what everyone wants to know is, how are you? But number two, what happened? Do you remember much of what happened?
Yeah, first of all, I'm doing okay. Very grateful to be able to walk away from that, and I guess I didn't walk away, but very grateful to be walking today and just be all right. Thank you to all the medics who took care of me, everybody who reached out and wished me well. I do appreciate it a lot. And yeah, I was climbing out of the car, and obviously the window net was on the door, and as soon as they started spraying water, my foot slipped, and the last thing I remember was being halfway down and falling. So glad it wasn't any worse, and that the collarbone is the extent of the injuries. But hate I couldn't make it to the race today and give myself a shot to go get a good result for Trackhouse and Red Bull.
So what happens from here? Because obviously you're contending for an Xfinity Series championship. You have the benefit of no weekend or no race next weekend. You're not racing Richmond. So what happens next, and how long until you're back in the car?
Yeah, we're still working out with all the doctors to figure out what's going to be the next steps. But I've got a little motivation from Shane, my teammate. He had a plate put in and raced the weekend after. So I don't know if I'll be that quick, but hopefully my young bones will heal fast, and I'll be able to get back in it as soon as possible.
It's fantastic to see you back.
Thank you, Marty. I appreciate it.
Connor Zilich at the track, Lee, and hanging out with everybody, talking with folks in the garage area. So cool to see him back after the incident, after the race yesterday.
That's good to know Connor Zilich is okay. I was listening to that interview. Yeah. In the Xfinity race yesterday, Connor Zilich won, but not only he won, when he was getting out of the car, he fell. Looked scary how he fell, but lucky he got away with just a broken collarbone.
So it's amazing to talk to him. I hate that he broke anything, but it looked like it could be even worse. So now I didn't know that SVG got a plate put in a race next week. I got some more information there. He raced for Jeff.
And SVG will be racing for him next week, I assume.
Everyone else.
Well, the good thing is he's in really good shape in the Xfinity points. So he, even if he took a race off from the hill and got a medical waiver, he can still compete for a championship. So he and his doctors, they'll make some good decisions.
Denny Hamlin, it's going to be a tough day from here. 29th at the moment for the driver of the Progressive Toyota Camry. Kim, tell us more.
Yeah, Denny quiet on the radio, but that new style for Denny that you guys have referenced on road courses, I asked Coach Chris Gale about it. He said it did not show up as better pace yesterday in practice, so there's still a lot of questions on if it would even help. So they haven't seen the fruits of Denny's.
So your top 10 still about the same as it started. Ryan Blaney, SVG, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain. Chastain now has the fastest lap. Michael McDowell, Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar, Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell. I think it said Chris Buescher in 10th. Yeah, I did.
It's very hard to try.
There's not really much passing going on here now.
And immediately it's going
But we're only 8 laps to go from stage 1 ending. The race is not really that long here because it's really hard on the brakes and you're having to go through high corners. A lot of demand on these race cars at this fast road course.
Any willingness to try something different at this point in his career is a strength, in my opinion. You have to always be looking to be better. Unfortunately, I think it's drastically needed. He ranks second when you look at insights on overall speed for the entire year, 32nd at the road courses. So just a far fall from where he is on everything else that he drives.
The good scrap going on here between Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe, and Marty Chastain knows that Shane Van Gisbergen's going to be his teammate for the coming years because of that contract extension announced this week. Let's talk more about SVG.
You know, it's funny, though, when you talk to Chase Briscoe after that Sonoma race, Lee, where he finished second to SVG, he said, the frustrating part for me is I could see SVG wasn't even going 100%. Could SVG be not going 100%, sitting in second place as well? Listen to the radio.
How are your tires there fired off? Not too bad. Probably a little bit of the time. He just got a bit more rear end than me on exit. Copy that.
SVG later said in the conversation, I'm just hanging out, Steve, saving my rear tires. So
Yeah, SVG's just saving his stuff. I think that's pretty much what all these drivers are. I wonder if anyone's going to pit under this caution coming up.
Yeah, this tire compound seems to start tightening it basically.
Well, I mean caution, I mean stage.
In the back of the car. One thing in Sonoma is more acceleration here. Watkins Glen is so fast, it's just leaning on it. No lateral grip, which can make it nearly impossible to make speed here.
Well, and he has a boost too because his dad just arrived last night from New Zealand to cheer his son on in pursuit of Blaney.
Interesting. SVG's dad is attendance in the race before the race set.
Just took a dark turn.
Watkins Glen.
For me that I've devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmare dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Lima Limo at your service. Here to help you save hundreds by customizing your car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Probably should have gone the other way. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, 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 Liberty.
What are you doing up there?
I'm just
Yeah, SVG saving his stuff, but at the same time, he's staying close to Blaney. Briscoe's going third. Ross Chastain has not passed him yet. Top 5 is pretty much gapped where Hosevar is.
Just tell me some commas and zeros. Plus 7. What? Well, that's sweet. 25,000 more. Any reason why you didn't just go with over 100 million or even a billion visits a year?
Homes.com, the place to find a place.
Oh, Cosmo, if I buy both, am I spoiling her? At this price, you're spoiling you. With an extra 20% off, back-to-school shopping will feel like spoiling yourself. It hasn't even lemons, kind of a sweet and sour thing.
Ty Gibbs, first one to pit.
It's been a fun summer, but back to
I wonder if this is strategic or something else going on, but I think it's maybe a strategic stop that Ty Gibbs is the first one to pit.
Stream the last lap of the race.
Even if you're not going to catch the front, try other things. You know, in the history of Watkins Glen, we've had close fuel mileage races. So I wouldn't be surprised we have that going on.
Okay, guys, instead of getting WeatherTech, I saved a few bucks and got some cheap foreign-made floor mats. But they really stink, so put these on.
Really, Gary? Well, I'm thirsty. Don't settle for cheap, stinky floor mats. At WeatherTech, we make our floor
Hey, Briscoe, Chastain are pitting too. So they're going to try something different. There goes Christopher Bell, William Byron. Oh, a lot of takers, actually. I think that might be Ryan Priest, Bubba Wallace, and others.
There is no limit to unlimited wings. Mind blown.
It's just knocking around in my brain.
Back at Watkins Glen, where green flag pit stops are underway to 19 of Chase Briscoe completing his stop, lacking rear grip was the biggest complaint, Dave.
Ross Chastain Chevy was getting better, especially in.
Well, that was Cindric. I don't think that was Ryan Preece.
His craft, a very fast Chevy this afternoon for Ross.
Lap or two earlier than expected with 4 to go. You normally see 3 to go. I think the strategy to this is to get new tires, get a little clean air, and try to run a fast lap. But also, if we get a yellow, then your pit stop is already done. We'll see if Blaney or SVG pit this time around. They could run really a whole nother lap because they'll get 3 to go here at the leader. They can
See, Blaney and SVG stay out. They're probably waiting until 2 laps to go because they're the leaders.
So I would imagine the leaders will pit. Really,
Yep, the leaders are going to pit.
Who doesn't pit? Whether Buescher
McDowell and Kyle Busch are in.
for points. You see McDowell on pit road, Marty.
With the first pit stop on pit road, McDowell hits for some changes here. The car was a little bit lazy on the turn and 2 free on exit. Kyle Busch, you saw him go a little bit long in his pit stop. They had to back him up just a little bit. He's really good to the S's, but he struggles on the bus stop, especially on the exit of the bus stop.
Yeah, Kyle Busch a little slow,
Under caution. They're going to lose a lot
sliding in his pit stall,
with that pit stop.
but he's away.
Right through the box, you see the wheels turn. Did a nice job committing. The crew did a good job getting the air hoses out of the way. So minimum time loss for a pretty big mistake. You see, he's a few car lengths behind McDowell. Just gonna have to let the whole thing blend to see what he really gives up. Well, there's one right there. There's Bell. Here comes Byron.
Well, then as we saw over the opening 16 laps, just how hard it is to pass today here at the Glen. So any positions that you give up on pit road, it's going to be extra hard to get them back on the track.
Leaders should be on pit road this time. There they are.
There's Blaney and SVG in, as I expected.
Now it's a battle of pit crews.
I think Buescher's going to stay out to get a stage.
SVG described the balance as, quote, decent speed. He said he gets close to the 12, and he just loses all of his grip, and he feels like overall he is better than the 12. We'll see if the picture can make up that time.
I don't know about that, Marty, because this morning Jonathan Hansford, crew chief for the 12, said our reverse stops, our crew has done one of the best this year, 2 other tracks where they've done that this year. So they'll try to back that up here. Ryan Blaney said the balance on this car is okay. They'll get 4 Goodyear tires full of snow-go fuel. Let's watch the race off the pit road. Will Blaney hang on to it, Blaney?
Yeah, Blaney easily hangs on
Pretty straightforward, no
to the
worries.
lead from SVG.
Blaney stays ahead of the WeatherTech Chevrolet.
Stays ahead of the 88 and also stays ahead of any other car that has pitted. So these two lead the strategy of cars that have taken service. You see Briscoe Chastain climbing the hill now. That is the lead of the race. No shot.
Yeah, it looks like Buescher, Bowman, Preece, and Chase Elliott, John Nemechek, and Stenhouse are staying out for points.
Also, the 9 of Chase Elliott, I believe that is purely a points battle for the regular season championship. He's trying to run down his teammate William Byron.
So we need points because we're in this really tight point battle. And we all got points. So we really didn't lose anything. We didn't really gain anything, right? So you love the opportunity to get these points. But here's Buescher. You'll get 10 points. Bowman, 9. Preece, you'll get 8. So everyone needs them is actually getting them.
1 lap to go in this opening stage, presented by Credit One Bank. Last year was an interesting mix of 2 stops versus 3 in the Go Bowling.
William Byron trying to challenge Kyle Busch for a position.
Byron and Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch making a little bit of contact with Byron.
Ty Gibbs has a front row view of this. He says,
And Ty Gibbs
just try and clear them both. Not quite close.
thinking about going 3 wide, but not too far back for it. And William Byron's going to complete a pass on Kyle Busch for now. Kyle Busch with the crossover, though. And the S's. But Byron's going to hang on to the position.
This is wild heading up into the S's. It's a lot more serene for Chris Buescher. Out of turn 5, regular line over the other side of the strip. Heading towards turn 6. All right, so he's going to pick up where he left off here at the Glen. That is in a winning position.
So Chris Buescher,
The BuiltSubmarines.com.
out of the last corner,
Win stage
going to
1.
win stage 1 to gain him some playoff points, or a playoff point, and some points. You got Bowman, Ryan Preece,
Followed across the line, as Jeff and Steve mentioned.
and Chase Elliott
Needed points.
also staying out for stage points.
So there's stage 1. And pretty straightforward other than Kyle Larson. Certainly straightforward for Ryan Blaney from pole. Led the majority of the laps.
Yeah. Got John Nemechek, Ricky Stenhouse, Ryan Blaney, and SVG still got stage points there. Chase Briscoe, and then Cody Ware getting a stage point. That's funny.
Basically, the Cinderella story if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter Nemechek, new kid on the block, all gas, no brakes. Oh, and Denny Hamlin. Ever heard of Daytona? He's won it 3 times. No big deal. We have a lot of drivers, all legends. You pick.
It's me. Wednesday Adams. My meal of misfortune is now at Wendy's. It's pure torture, with uniquely excruciating dips of dread. Enjoy the anguish.
Okay, that's your top 10.
Labor Day sale. Get a free adjustable base and select mattress purchase. Plus, you can snooze now and pay later with no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Shop more Labor Day mattress deals in store and online. Only at Ashley.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lager, cold filter, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
I told myself I was okay.
Let's see. Who gets a stage point?
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling. If you still have symptoms after trying Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt this relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling? Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq. And take back what's yours. AbbVie can help you save.
Okay, so run more down the field. Ross Chastain 11th, McDowell 12th, 13th, Christopher Bell, William Byron 14th, Kyle Busch 15th. He lost a couple of spots. 16th, Ty Gibbs, 17th, Carson Hocevar, 18th, Austin Cindric, 19th, Bubba Wallace, 20th, Cole Custer, 21st, Keselowski, 22nd, Logano, 23rd, Suarez, 24th, AJ Allmendinger. AJ's not really having a good day so far. I'm surprised about that. Justin Haley, 25th, 26th, Reddick, 27th, Austin Dillon, 28th, Josh Berry, 29th, Todd Gillen, and 30th, Eric Jones. 31st, Catherine Lake, 32nd, Denny Hamlin, 33rd, JJ Yeley, 34th, Riley Earps, 35th, Zane Smith, 36th, Gregson, 37th, Ty Dillon, and 38th, Josh Bilicki. And Kyle Larson out of race in 39th.
Stable, steady opening stage. Let's get an update on Kyle Larson. What's the latest, Dave?
So, Lee, unfortunately, after the crew pushed him back to the garage area, this is where the 5-car has remained. They changed the brake lines. They asked Kyle to pump the brakes to see if there were any leaks in the system, and crew chief Cliff Daniels radioed back and we said, nope, we're going to do it again. We have a seal issue, so we'll have to try that again in a few minutes. Steve, you know this painful to try to fix something.
It's a seal issue on the brakes for Kyle Larson.
Yeah, it's painful, and there's going to be a lot of discussions. We talk a lot about just the size, the number of minutes.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him in the regular season championship.
Try to avoid issues like this. Now, for the 5 of Kyle Larson, who's already won 3 races on the season, you know, he can look back and say, well, if you're going to have this issue, now's a great time, but what aren't they going to learn about this Goodyear tire that we'll see at the Roval? What aren't they going to be able to do? Could they score some points? And now this is the fear that keeps a crew chief up at night through the entire playoffs. Because a simple, O-ring or seal of a fitting has eliminated the 5 from contention, and that could just be what knocks you out of the playoffs later in the year.
It's been that kind of year for this team, really. If you think about it, 28th, 2nd, 4th, 35th. It's been very up and down.
I think everyone that didn't pit would pit here, and they have enough fuel to keep going. You could run about 31 to 33 laps. You know, I would just be scared to start at the front with old tires. These tires have lost about a second and a half, depending on the car. But we'll see if Petrucci gets crazy. Busher, Bowman, and Priest, to your point, Jeff, they're kind of all racing each other. So, like, they're all forced to do that strategy. Nobody really gained or lost anything, but if you chose to pit,
Yeah, so between Busher and Sinhouse and Cody Ware, expect those ones to pit. Oh, Busher and Priest stay out. So does Chase Elliott. Interesting.
Committing to a two-stop strategy. John Hunter,
So they're only going to go on a two-stop.
He did come down pit road. Alex Bowman on pit road in front of you, Kim.
So that was their plan the whole time. But now it depends on if the ones with fresher tires can pass those, like Blaney and SVG.
Alex Bowman off of pit road now, 4 tires and fuel. This car has been good all weekend long, and they believe that this was the time to pit. It needed some stability through the S's and some overall rear grip. That stability through the S's is important. Fastest part of the racetrack, a good place to pick up time.
Only 3 cars yet to pit. Chris Busher, Ryan Priest, Chase, Elliott.
Yeah. No, I think if the race goes green, that could help them out. Or they could get lucky and get a caution where they have others. But we're going to have to see how their strategy is going to unfold. But yeah, so that's going to put Blaney in 4th and SVG in 5th.
With 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trelegy.
Wait, did Alex Bowman stay out? I thought he pitted.
So he can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace the rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems.
Maybe Bowman did stay out. I don't know.
Blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor for some breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
This is an important hearing. If we don't get this, we're boned.
Solid pep talk. This is a big case.
What happens when Leo finds out that my boyfriend is doing this guy's money?
All right, so NASCAR needs to update their scoreboard.
The question you need to ask yourself.
Maybe Bowman did stay out.
What are you willing to do to be a rainmaker?
I thought he pitted. Anyway, that'd put Blaney 5th and SVG. Okay, now they updated it. See, it was slow. That puts Blaney 4th and SVG 5th. So I wonder how this strategy is going to work for the ones up front. Can they hold off drivers with fresher tires?
I'm worried about Mom.
Mom? She's fine.
These are the ones, right, Mom?
Yeah, groundling.
Sweet potatoes.
Daddy, it's salty.
Some things come with age.
And some don't. Early detection of Alzheimer's can lead to better care for your loved one. Learn the early warning signs at 10signs.org.
Chamber of Commerce weather here in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York today. The Go Bowling at the Glen. Stage 1 went very quick. Very quick. Yes, it did. 20 Sutter Bill here joining you here on the Peacock Step Box. And should we be surprised, DJ, that the 3 drivers right around the cut line all stayed out and earned stage points there at stage 1?
No, not surprised at all. I mean, you have to play the game to a certain point. These guys are trying to do the right thing at this particular time to solidify their spot if there's that many points available
for them to get. So I understood that. Chase Elliott battling for that regular season championship. He lost some points to Byron last week. So everything kind of went as expected. You said the weather's great and the fans have come out. They love the event that this is here at Watkins Glen. But here's the deal. They all played the same game. They all kind of matched each other with points, DJ. Yeah, so no game whatsoever. But I don't like starting up there on these older tires where you've got some really fast race cars right behind you. That was never a good feeling for me. This restart should be fun to watch, Dick, with those older tires up front and clearly some quick cars right behind them.
Yeah, including the pole man and the guy who's led the most laps today, Ryan Blaney's first one up in fourth.
There's going to be a lot of crew chiefs off pit road really watching this restart because there's a big deviation kind of to the plan coming at the end of this stage. Half the people I talked to said you have to pit before the end of stage 2. The other half said you can stay out, run through the end of stage 2 and pit one more time. Only thing you need to know.
Okay, I bet this restart's going to be chaotic. You got guys on older tires and then ones on newer right behind. And knowing how it's harder to pass under green, people are going to be aggressive on the restarts.
They started the race to the time they hit it, but now the tires have cooled off. So the question is, and no one knows this answer, they're getting ready to find out, how do these tires fire off? How much grip do they have? To your point, Steve, everybody wants to know because if it works, then that may change your strategy.
We're about to get a graphic view of how it works.
Well, the opposite side of that, if they pit, they'd be where Bowman is, who's 31st.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to keep an eye on that as well.
Here's that revised, that renewed, new restart zone. Chris Buescher.
All right. Buescher and Ryan Preece away.
They lead the field to green. Now here comes Shane Van Gisbergen on the inside, splitting Chase Elliott in the middle.
Oh, SVG's already caught Chase Elliott.
And Blaney does not want to relinquish that.
Are you allowed to switch?
Blaney's hanging tough, and here comes Briscoe on the outside.
The 9's in a bad spot. The 88 now side by side.
Oh,
with the
boy.
12. I like what the 12 is here for this left-hander on board with Mike McDowell back a few rows.
Elliott really losing spots here. What I expected when.
That's at 140 miles an hour. Van Gisbergen on the inside.
Look at SVG. Another more spots being made. And he also got past Blaney right there.
And you see the old tires just not working for the 9 or the 17. It's only about a half a lap. Both have lost spots. Reese now has gotten away. I think 88-12 will easily go by. But that great restart for the 60 will give him some breathing room. Oh, I expect the 88 to drive who's inside right here at 6.
Yeah, SVG passing Priest for the lead. No challenge there. As SVG's to the lead. Yeah, Elliott, Buescher, and Priest are losing spots now. But I think they know that. They're just trying to pit less. If that makes sense. There's 20 laps in this stage. So.
Now the super pressure's coming for Priest, Steve. From behind, they're all over him.
Yeah, you see the 9 of Chase Elliott losing spots. You mentioned Priest right here under attack for Briscoe, the 17. Now remember, Bowman was trying to be the bogey line, right? He's hit his for tires. Now he's all the way back at 31st. Really, at this point, you just don't want to get pushed off track. And that's what Chastain is thinking. I'm going to give the 60 a shove, fight my way through. 17, they're trying to fill the hole. The 24 is going to be thinking 3 wide right here.
Got this checked in with Derek Finley. I said, how far do you want to push it here? He said, we're going to see how he can maintain. And Steve, I agree with you. I think they're looking at the 17.
Yeah, Busch just made a pass on Byron right there. Took the opportunity of the ones that did not take tires, and he's slicing and dicing through those drivers.
This is a tough position for Buescher to be in, Jeff. To not get run over, to hold your line. I mean, look at that zig-zag.
Yeah, because of that miss, Busch is now up to 5th. Back where he started.
The cornering ability of the race car is the braking ability of the race car. Low grip tires, the car does not slow down as well, it does not corner as well. So everybody around you has way more speed. You have to know when to fight. And
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't want to crash through these S's. That would cause a big pile up.
more than it has to be. There's an art to this. Get yourself pushed offline, you can lose 4 seconds in one lap.
Toyota on board with Christopher Bell.
Oh, Gibbs and McDowell making contact.
Gibbs who's having a really nice run today. He's cleared McDowell.
And Ty Gibbs gets past McDowell for 8th place. 8th place. Yes.
They make it look so smooth. That camera angle shows you just how rough some of that curving can be. How Priest is kind of settled in now. He has everybody stacked up behind him and doing a nice job.
There's Bubba Wallace in that all pink McDonald's Toyota Camry for 23.11. And he's side by side with Chris Buescher. And that shows, that paints the picture, the difference between Chris and Buescher. To your point, Steve, what a good job Ryan's doing.
Vanek, on the curve, shot way up the racetrack.
Not done. Not done.
Keselowski squeezes
Wow.
in.
One side to the other. Todd Gilliland's now in the mix of the 34. This on board Chase Elliott. There goes Eric Jones.
Chase is saying, what are we doing? And you heard the crew chief say, pit, pit, pit. Enough of this. We've got to get some tires on this race car.
Well, 48 at Bowman, only 4 cars back, who was on the same strategy pre-yellow. He decided to come get his fresh tires. The 9 is falling almost all the way to the back with his team.
Yeah, Elliott's going to pit now.
We're giving up time.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a good call.
Strategy.
Well, I meant you were back in 21st, so I don't mind taking your chance. And Josh Berry spun around.
Big contact with the 21 should be an instant yellow.
Josh Berry.
That should be a caution if he doesn't get it going.
And the Freightliner Ford for the Wood Brothers.
No caution. He's trying to jump the pit road right here. Let's see if he makes it. He's so far back. He's going to try to turn right. There he is. Will he make it to pit road before the yellow goes out? No yellow. So the
Oh, no caution.
I thought that would be an instant yellow with that much contact.
But Elliott's hitting. That's if Berry can make it back to pit lane with the damage he has.
Hold the caution as long as they could. If the field was past the incident, they would hold it, Kim.
Looks like he's got it back going.
Chase is saying the balance is good. Feels like it's okay when they get a decent lap. Obviously, though, rear grip going away on those older tires as they put fresh stickers on. And, as the fueler falls over the car, that's going to slow this up just slightly. Wow.
Caution's out.
And the caution is out.
And the reason is debris exit of turn 5 where Josh Berry spun.
Yep, debris in turn 5 where Josh Berry spun around.
He makes it back to pit road.
That's going to help Chase Elliott. They were lucky that that caution came in their timing.
Right here, they're behind Chase Elliott, who's really slow. A little bit of contact.
Ty Dillon made contact with Josh Berry, and Zane Smith just finished it off.
Great shot here.
This is Zane Smith. Boom.
What's Zane going to do? There's just nothing you can do in that situation.
Yeah, it's aggressive by Ty Dillon to be pushing on the 21. He knows he's stacked up behind the 9. And then I thought that contact with the Armco was going to be a yellow on its own. NASCAR held the yellow, allowed the 21 to drive away, and it ended up being debris on the racetrack.
That's a big impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big hit into the Armco. I wonder if they're going to have to fix
A
it.
huge impact was yesterday. Here's the replay of Chase Elliott's stop. Kim reacted to this.
Yeah, watch the gas man. He hooked it with the second can right here.
Oh, yeah, the gas man tripped over.
Now, luckily, he was the only car on pit road, so there was really no penalty to a slower stop. But this could have been much worse. That is 100 pounds of fuel falling and flailing around back there. So great thing and great job by Chase off the lead on the jack. Good communication between crew chief and team, but man, that could be scary when that fuel gets.
Yeah, they were lucky that caution came out for them because they would have lost more time.
And so the Hendrick guys do things a little differently than some here. I talked to their pit crew coach this morning, and he reminded me that the tire changers stay where they are, if you will. They don't reverse direction. So the rear stays there. He becomes the front becomes the rear. He said the hardest part, though, is what happens at the back of the car. They're not used to all of that stuff going on back there when they reverse these pit stops. So, Steve, that's where the confusion, not confusion, but just practice that they don't do every week. this week caught this a little bit out there.
The best thing I can equate it to is layups. Remember when you played basketball as a kid, Lee, whichever your dominant hand was, you can make a layup. And whether you're a good or a bad basketball player, that feels pretty common. Then you try to use your non-dominant hand. I could barely even make a layup. So for the gas man, the tire changes, it's the same job, but it's awkward. You're stepping with the wrong foot first. You're moving in the wrong direction. The choreography, the timing, just everything is backwards. We talked about it in the pre-race. It's the smallest detail. The big difference, Jeff, is pit stops used to be multiple seconds slower. Now these teams are doing it basically just a few hundredths of a second slower than they do it at the ovals.
It's amazing to watch them. Those guys are so trained. They do such a great job. Another thing that happened there, which is really important at this racetrack, most road courses for that matter, is just the communication from the spotter. There's multiple spotters around the racetrack, and sometimes because of that, there's miscommunication because you normally only have one guy. The spotters did a great job of telling Chase, caution's probably going to come out, and pit road is open. Small things make a big difference. We've seen races won at this racetrack because the spotters see it.
Is that going to cause anyone to pit, though?
Pit road at the right time, and others don't. Good communication from some guys that don't normally do it.
Ryan Blaney was thinking about it. Well, there goes Ty Gibbs.
Gibbs getting off strategy a little bit with 21. And then I assume we're going to see the 60 of Free, 17 of Busher as expected. But some more takers back there, Marty.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs, one of those takers. Chris Gabehart making the call to bring him down. So 61 to go here. Clearly a fairly even split. And that might help in the tire situation.
So that's kind of going to gain Elliott some spots with that caution coming out.
Listen, if we say we're just going to keep leading spots here, we cannot do that. Although it does feel like Cam McCart pretty good on the longer run.
Yeah, his teammate at the top of the screen, Chris Busher, didn't manage to restart on old tires very well, just lacking in rear grip. They did not think that caution was good for their strategy, but they still think they'll net out positive.
We'll see how that shakes out for them, Kimmy, when we come back and continue stage 2.
Zoe. That's the one.
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
Okay, so you know that's definitely going to mix up the field.
You're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
It's me, Wednesday Adams. My meal of misfortune is now at Wendy's. It's pure torture. With uniquely excruciating
Okay.
dips and drip. Enjoy your English.
Pedro's parents got more than they bargained for. Good deal. And even
So now you got SVG first, Ryan Blaney second, Chastain third, Briscoe fourth, Kyle Busch fifth, William Byron sixth, seventh, Michael McDowell, eighth, Austin Cindric, ninth, Christopher Bell, and 10th, Bubba Wallace. So that moves Elliott pretty much up to. Well, they still got to update the charts because they haven't put Ty Gibbs back there.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips.
Is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite I have a different flavor. Then with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite. That's just a recipe for a good time.
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
Real cats paid for their testimonials.
You can put a lot of vacation into a weekend. Look, your next weekend getaway with Barbell.
Trying to see if the IndyCar race is on. Not yet. All right, SVG. Already away.
At the Glen, Shane Van Gisbergen leads Ryan Blaney, and then SVG's teammate Ross Chastain tucked in that light blue and white car.
SVG giving Blaney to the outside. Believing he cannot beat him off this corner. He was right.
Further back, that orange and black Bass Pro Shops car of Chase Briscoe, William Byron, and
Elliott only moved up to 20.
rounds up the 24
6
on the attack.
after that.
I can't tell you how impressive it is to be the outside through the left-hand S. What Kyle Busch just did to this 24. This is the second time we've seen the 24 just instantly lose pace. We thought it was momentum last time. Maybe it's momentum again.
Yeah, Kyle Busch running good in 5th. Eastern closed on Chase Briscoe.
I think he said, all right, William, you or I are going to lift, and it's not going to be me. And he put William in a position where he just had to lift to continue to fight the rest of the day. Either that or wreck.
These two guys were just getting into it, Austin Cindric and Michael McDowell. Did you see that on the exit of the bus stop? They were roughing each
So
other.
first SVG, second Blaney, third Chastain, fourth Briscoe, fifth William Byron. Well, fifth is Kyle Busch. Sixth is William Byron, seventh Austin Cindric, eighth Michael McDowell, ninth Bubba Wallace, and 10th Christopher Bell.
Just because drivers aren't expecting you to be the driver's right.
Good job going forward for Cindric. Qualified 13, running 7.
Back here, Ty Gibbs. He is the monster car with the green roof number on the right-hand side. Left is the 45, right is the 54. Remember, he came for those tires, and this is what it looks like for the 17 of Buscher. New tires, but what do you do with them, and where do you go?
Oh, where he goes, it's right up the inside. Past Tyler Reddick. There's Ryan Preece. He's just ahead of Chase Elliott. They all came in for those fresh tires.
Oh, it's Magnus back here. It is so aggressive.
Yeah, they're not really making much ground with those fresh tires back there.
Remember, they're chasing the guys that did it earlier. These guys just put on new tires. They want to try to take advantage of that new grip.
Just breathe. Just every lap, every corner, somebody's dropping a wheel. I love this shot. Look at the Chevrolet onboard camera.
Yeah, if this was the Gen 6 car, Elliott would run away with this race.
Kind of squawks and rolls to the left. You talk about a rear sway bar, whether you run one or not. That's what it controls, right? That 54 turns like that. How much the rear of the car actually rolls. Anti-roll bar, by design, by name. A lot of tire lockup. We have heard from the drivers and the crew chiefs that once you lock the tire up once, it's really easy to lock up multiple times.
Another battle. A side slap there from Daniel Suarez. That's how intense it is, and that's all the way back in 23rd and 24th.
Well, these guys hate each other right now. It's just, it is.
Hamlin going for a move on Chase Elliott right here.
Aggressive move to the bottom.
Couldn't complete the pass.
Chase Elliott not having it.
I hope you like that shot as much as we do through the bus stop there.
And Chastain getting closer to Ryan Blaney.
Awesome shot.
Chastain really starting to put the pressure on Blaney as we come around to 6 to go. I really don't. I'm not sure this is going to be just an easy decision by the entire field. The opportunity to pit with 3 to go is available. I think that's the move I would make. I think it gives you the best opportunity into the final stage. We saw how much old tires struggled at the beginning of this stage earlier. So I don't think you want to stay out on old tires, but the decision is about 3 laps away for the leaders.
Cam, what you got?
Yeah, we've got a big name in the house, Michael Jordan. Here cheering up his 2311 drivers. And good reason to be cheering for Bubba Wallace today. Bubba running in the top 10 currently. You know, we used to come to road courses and know Bubba was going to struggle. And he's been honest over the years. There was a time he hated them. But over the years, he's worked hard on coming in with a plan, studying, understanding where he needs to position this car to make speed. And he feels like he's definitely starting to click with things on road courses. Still knows that there's a lot more room to grow. Right now, happy with the car. Wants to find a little overall grip on brakes are good, he said. And he feels like they have a great car today.
MJ had a good week too. He finished second in the White Marlin Open on his boat catch 23. They landed a 71-pound Marlin.
I bet Michael wasn't happy with second.
No, they did win almost $400,000.
He was happy with that.
All-American Club extra jalapeno cheer likes it hot.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and get a collectible cup.
Gilmore with his own meal deal. Hey, Shooter, I love your cup. Actually, made a Happy Gilmore meal. Shut up.
Pod's last sale of the
And
summer
McDowell is already in 5 laps to go on the stage.
Storage until September 22nd, and see why Pods is the most awarded container moving company.
But don't wait.
Does pitting early maybe gain you track advantage or something? Because I see that with McDowell and others.
Things heat up. You don't
2
need
Spire
more
cars on pit road. Justin Haley also pitting.
The coldest. The cold lager, cold filter, cold packager. Mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Applebee's 2 for $25. Get 1 appetizer and 2 entrees like the new chicken parmesan fettuccine.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
Sorry, were we in that shop?
Ashley's Labor Day sale is going on now. Find hot buys for every room, starting at just $199. Plus, for a limited time, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide, or pay no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Only at Ashley. Save that repair, save that replace. Sometimes
Kyle Busch is in.
But other times,
Looks like, I think that's Cindric pitting 2.
at least you can get it fixed
Long
now and pay
Logano.
4 interest-free payments at safelight.com.
I think Ty Dillon's in as well. Austin Dillon's in. Others.
And do everything you need to get back on the road.
All set. Here you go.
Thank you.
Take care. Get it fixed now and pay later at safelight.com.
Save that repair, save that replace.
Where some saw pickle, we saw a masterpiece. A Sonic Smasher with Grillo's pickles and Dilly Ranch, tangy pickle tots, and a pickle Rita slush with pickle flavored bubbles. It's called the Big.
So interesting to see what you're going to see SVG, Ryan Blaney are going to do. I mean, Kyle Busch, he is below the bubble. I think it's smart that he's going for the win instead of racing for points because he's already in a must-win situation. Because it's really unlikely that you'd have Chris Buescher and Ryan Preece have problems. Yeah, SVG's pitting right now, so is Chastain. Blaney stays out for another lap.
4 to go here in stage 2 of Watkins Glen, and the man who led the most laps in that stage, 12 of them, Shane Van Gisbergen coming to pit road. He said the rear tires were much better.
Elliott just does not have the car today.
Just a little bit too free. The 88 team had a really nice stop in stage 1. We'll see how this stop goes. Pretty clean, Ken.
As Chase Briscoe continues his stop here on pit road, he said the balance was better that run, but he's still struggling with confidence in 3. Dave.
Ross Chastain said I had better turn that time with no real loss of grip. So 4 here in fuel, and he's gone.
Yeah, Chastain with the best stop.
And look at this, between Trackhouse teammates fighting.
But SVG's going to be ahead of Chastain barely.
Ahead of Chastain, but we've got a split with Blaney staying out. So Blaney will have the opportunity to pit this time because it's the leader of the race.
Behind you're coming to 2 to go.
Coming to 2 to go. So Blaney can come while coming to 2 to go because that won't close pit road. So SVG's on pit road or off pit road. Let's see what Blaney does. If he pits, then it'll be where he rejoins the racetrack. Now it's a stage win, which is a playoff point. So Blaney might say, you know what? I want to take the playoff point. His car's so good. This is a tough decision. Let's see what he does. Stay on the racetrack. So Blaney's going to
Blaney's going to stay out and win the stage possibly if he can make it around 2 more times.
So all of these teams are going to stay out and get points.
Byron staying out to get points.
Shot for a lot of guys. I was shocked we'd see this many guys stay on the racetrack.
So that points battle is interesting. I did talk to Jonathan Hassler about that this morning. He said, yeah, we can gain some on the 45 and the 20 cars. So we need to stack some points if we can, when we can. It appears this is one of those times.
Also further back in the pack, remember the battle between Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher, Ryan Preece. Alex Bowman pitted kind of in a traditional way. The other guys stayed out. Well, look what has happened because of that. Alex Bowman in 8th. None of those other guys are in position to get points. So if this stage ends like it looks like it will, Alex Bowman will get points. Those other 2 will not.
Look at him stacked up in front of Buescher.
Preece is in 11th.
Preece did a nice job. Look at his teammate, Chris Buescher's back in 15th. Here's Alex Bowman. On this is a mix, right? Because Bowman's trying to hold off the 43, 47, the 60 right there with that bright blue hood is now to the inside of it. I think that's Riley Herbst. Is that the correct monster car? Too many monster cars out there on the racetrack. We need to keep them all straight today.
You don't think the point matters. Watch this battle.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Ty Gibbs with the fresh tires back there. Remember, he hit it under the last yellow. Look at this brilliant shot. On to go in this stage, presented by Credit One Bank.
Yeah, they're all the ones that hit it earlier for fresh tires with the Josh Berry caution are all around each other. Eric Jones had some contact, but saves it in the S's.
Guardrail for sure for the 43 of Jones, and as he gets it gathered back up, the racing continues at the end of the backstretch. Yeah, you did. You got slammed out of line, no doubt.
Ryan Priest down 11. Can he pick up that one spot to get a point? Probably not. Chase Elliott on better tires. All kinds of pressure.
Oh, John Nemechek slammed into the wall.
Nemechek sent around on the entrance of the carousel. I saw the smoke, but you can't tell if it's like tire lockup or what it is.
Wow, 2 legacy cars bumped out of the way on the same lap. And Ryan Blaney's going to win stage 2.
Stage 2. And the pole man, Ryan Blaney, will grab maximum points. Have a look a little further back. Who else is going to grab points? We've been telling you a lot about Bowman. Alex is going to grab 7. And Ryan Priest indeed does.
So you got Christopher Bell. Yeah. Priest gets 1 point.
What happened here? Teammate on teammate.
Ah, John Nemechek got into. John Nemechek on Eric Jones right there. Teammates making contact. But who bumps John Nemechek out of the way is my question.
Somebody else does a 42. Look at the camera. He's not going to make it. Oh, man. And hard to tell what happened there. Contact already made. It was out of the bus stop. We'll have to see exactly what happened to the 42.
Chaotic way to end that stage. But now we're on the final one. See who's going to pit, who's not going to pit.
Basically, the Cinderella story, if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter Nemechek, new kid on the block, all gas, no brakes. Oh, and Denny Hamilton. Ever heard of Daytona? He's won it 3 times. No big deal. We have a lot of drivers, all legends. You pick. You in?
Big day, everybody. That's the spirit. Throwing lots of fun. Oh, the Homes.com network just hit 100 million visitors. So we're throwing a party now that we're the go-to site for home shoppers.
You don't think this is a little over the top?
Over the top. It's 100 million, Marcy. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, we get that every month.
Excuse me?
What are you going to do? Throw a party every month?
Party every month, everybody! I'm going to change the song. Homes.com. The place.
Okay, time to update points on here.
To be a rainmaker.
Next, after the race, stay tuned for the NASCAR Cup Series Post Show to get a special look at USA's new series, The Rainmaker, premiering Friday at 10 on USA.
The NBA is coming home to NBC and streaming on Peacock.
When you switch off, turn down, upgrade, unplug, you're not just saving energy, you're shaping our collective future. Because energy efficiency isn't a task for one, it's the power of us all. Every home, every business, every one of our customers and employees. Together we can meet growing energy demand and power a brighter tomorrow. Explore energy saving programs at Ameren.com/efficiency.
When storms bear down, we step up. Our teams are always ready to keep your power strong. Ameren.com/power-on.
Okay, it's thunderstorming where I'm at.
A fancy cube. Cooling flavor crystals. Fancier. Too fancy. Ah, just the right amount of fancy. Icebreakers. Ooh, fancy.
NBC Sports coverage of NASCAR on USA is brought to you by Go Bowling. Go to gobowling.com to find a center near you. Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express card. And by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. Visit progressive.com. Do you know more than 5 million visitors come into the Finger Lakes District each and every year? And when you see sites like that, why wouldn't you? There's 5 primary lakes that make up the Finger Lakes, but in the region there's some 11 lakes, and it's just beautiful at this time of the year. Maybe not in the winter, but this is what happened to John Hunter Nemechek. Ty Gibbs gave him a little assistance.
Yeah, John Hunter is not going to be happy about that. Coming basically to the end of the stage. 42 is definitely a little off the pace, struggling with the handling, but just gets shipped by the 54. I mean,
Yeah, John Nemechek got booted by Ty Gibbs. That's why he crashed into the barrier.
Looked at the other 49 or 41 laps of the race to know if the 42 got the 54 at some point. That could very easily happen. We might be seeing the retaliation of the frustration, but in this singular event, very clear to me that the 54 just sent the 42 for a ride. Get to that point of the year, Jeff.
We're talking about how aggressive it is in today's racing, today's NASCAR. The highest speeds in this racetrack, which has been consistent since the day we first came here. Contact at that corner, it will send you around. It's almost impossible to control the race car.
All right, so
Okay, here we go.
open. Here we got the
Blaney stays out. So does Byron and others.
Right, and several laps, was it 3-4 laps before the end of that stage, we had our first point of separation between the two guys who dominated this race in Ryan Blaney and Shane Van Gisbergen. Kim, AJ Allmendigger's in.
Yeah, pits from the fourth position. A lot of debate on the radio whether they would stay out or come down and pit. Ultimately deciding fresh tires were worth it because he was very loose to the right-handers, Dave.
Interesting you say that, Kim. Brad Keselowski told me this morning tires will be a factor. Their fall off, the fact that we may want them to make our way through the field, but it's all about strategy and tires. They'll take theirs here and head off pit road.
See, two guys there who would really love to. They need to win to race their way in to the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. After today, only 2 to go.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Blaney stayed out there. I don't think he can make it to the end, though. He's got to pit.
When my doctor gave me Breasttreat for my COPD, I noticed things changed. Breasttreat gave me better breathing starting within 5 minutes. It also reduced flare-ups.
Breasttreat won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttreat more than prescribed. Breasttreat may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breasttreat.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this. Get it fixed now and pay later in 4 interest-free payments at SafeLife.com.
Your mental health
Man, it's going to be interesting how these strategies play out. It's kind of like Iowa. You have so many drivers pitting at different times because they know the track position's hard to get.
Ingrezza. Number one prescribed Ingrezza is clinically proven to treat TD.
The only one I've seen that's able to make passes, though, is Kyle Busch.
98% of people were still satisfied with Ingrezza after 2 years.
Like that pass he made in the S's on Byron was amazing.
Depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior, mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic.
We don't really have that many laps left if you think about it. Because Watkins Glen, we're only on lap 42. We got less than 50 laps to go. There's only 90 laps.
Taking control starts with asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
I mean, if we keep going, if we go caution free, this race will be over fast.
Plus, you can snooze now and pay later with no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Shop more Liberty mattress deals in store and online. Only at Ashley. Pod's last sale of the summer has been extended. Save up to 25% on moving and storage until September 22nd. And see why Pods is the most awarded container moving company. But don't wait. Book now and save up to 25% at Pods.
So let's look at your top 10. We got Blaney, Byron, Alex Bowman, Ty Gibbs, Ryan Preece, Chase Elliott, Daniel Suarez, Chris Buescher, and Denny Hamlin. And the one on freshest tires, I believe, it's SVG in 12th.
Watkins Glen about to start stage 3 today, and I think it bears mentioning we're not even halfway in the race yet. Only 43 laps down. Stage 3 is very long. 50 laps here at Watkins Glen today. Marty Snyder, Dale Jarrett joining you from the Peacock Pit Box. And DJ, we talked about how the points game would be played today. If you look at the points earned all day long, the problem is everyone playing the points game is still playing the points game. They've earned the second, third, and fourth most points when you look at the guys around the cut line coming into the day.
Yeah, but the issue is if you don't play that game, then you're going to put yourself in a hole there, and you don't need that anymore than what you had. So they had to do this in making that. Now you got to go get everything you can get.
Yeah, Lee, and I mentioned, this is the.
Well, that's a nice golden helmet Chase Elliott has.
We're also starting to see the tempers flare up a little bit after that incident a moment ago with Ty Gibbs and John Hunter Nemechek. So we'll see how this stage 3 plays out.
Yeah, 20 laps for stage 1, 20 for stage 2, 50 for stage 3. Need to remind you that Court is in session on USA Network's new thriller, The Rainmaker, based on the best-selling novel by John Grisham. Don't miss the series premiere this Friday, August 15th, right here on USA Network and streaming on Peacock. And I want to say that stay tuned for an extended sneak preview during our post-race show coming up right after the checkered flag. So, mentioned earlier on that separation, when we go back to green, Stevie, Ryan Blaney, who has led the most laps in his road course career in Cup Series competition, he'll see that flag first.
Yeah, I just wonder. I know Blaney's probably going to lose position, so.
Yeah, so Blaney, Byron, Bell all have the oldest tires as you see on our screen right there. They also are going to need the most fuel. So those three are going to have to absolutely wait on fuel during their pit stop. I feel it's the same way for Bowman. Starting with Gibbs, I think they can do a normal 4-tire stop and probably get enough fuel in their car. SVG needs even less fuel, but I think he's going to want to take 4 tires anyway, so it's not going to be a big decision. We expect that you can run 31 or 32 laps under green, so that means about lap 58, the pit window opens, but these tires slip and slide. Do you want to pit at 58?
It's going to be interesting how we see this plays out. Blaney and Byron, side by side. Will the ones right behind them able to pass them? We'll see. 3 flags back in the air.
Has got William Byron all over it. Look at Gibbs on the inside of his JGR teammate. 3 wide into turn 1. Multi-lanes, Ryan Briscoe's right around the outside.
Wow, a lot of cars battling for position back there. SVG's already warming around. Back there, already in the top 10.
We've had really good restarts today.
Good restarts and great racing. Hasn't taken any racing away. SVG did by Chase Elliott. Get into the bus stop of 8th place. Picked up 3 spots for the restart.
Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch side by side, out of the carousel, Busch on the outside line. What an encouraging day and weekend it's been for the driver of the number 8.
Kyle Busch making it 3 wide. He could possibly make it stick here.
Right there with Tyler Reddick as well.
He does. Oh, he spins. Never mind. Gets into it with Hamlin. Wow.
How much is the damage going to be on that 8? He continues for now. Hamlin drops back. We mentioned earlier that 2 wide in the combination of 6, 7.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
I think it just room was ran out and Kyle Busch just got hit by Hamlin there.
Clears his teammate Daniel Suarez. Continues to climb. He's up to 7th from 12th.
There's a replay.
That was an aggressive move by Kyle Busch. Trying to gain spots. Yeah, but Hamlin made contact with Busch because Chastain was under him. They just ran out of room.
Yeah, Chastain is to the bottom of the 11. The 11 has to run the middle. You see him out of the gas trying to. And then right there, the tires hooked together. That's when real damage can be done to the suspension. Let's take a look on board with Hosvar, the 77.
It's Kyle Busch.
It's a very tight corner drivers to see that part of the racetrack to call you 3 wide.
Wow.
And I just don't think that Kyle ever knew.
Bush's days pretty much went worse after that incident.
It's another week with a pretty decent car for the 8 and just luck's not on his side.
Alex Bowman's made his way to 4th, but Alex is kind of on his own strategy up there, pitting on different laps to Blaney and Byron, and also for Christopher Bell behind him, and also Priest and Van Gisbergen and those others. Let's talk more about the 48 with Dave Burns, Dave.
So Lee just checked in with his crew chief, Blake Harris. He said, yeah, not many on our strategy. We're kind of in the middle of that, but the balance of the car has been so good so far.
Oh, Priest almost loses it in the S's, not the S's, the chicane right there.
That caution come out, when can we jump? The idea would be you would want to pick a lap before the yellow. Unlike at ovals, you don't lose a lap here. So you like have the pit road, have the yellow come out. It's kind of like a freebie set of service. We've seen that happen here before. Really nice run by the 48. Second most points earned today, 13, only second to Blaney's 14 through the stages. See him right there. Busher and Priest 10 and 9, so he's kind of matching, gaining a little, but at least not losing.
Bowman has the kind of day that he wants. He doesn't want any chaos. He just wants to have a good finish.
SVG going for it on Ryan Priest. Gets his nose in there and completes the pass there.
It's been a good day.
It has been. Priest has been driving that thing hard, bouncing off curves, getting after it. Look at his car sideways up the S's.
Toyota on board with Ty Gibbs. He was just told on the radio, Steve, if you keep your head in the game, you can win this thing. Do you feel that's possible for the young driver at JGR?
I think he's on the right side of the strategy. I think the 88 is in a good spot. The 54 is in a good spot just because they're required fuel needed. I think their pit stop can be short. So I agree. I think he's right in this. I mean, he's in position. He's inside the top 10. I like that conversation. I mean, the 88 is making moves, but you can only see him a couple cars up.
The SVG is about to pass Christopher Bell, and he does.
Chris Gayhart trying to make sure that his driver stays plugged in. You can hear his frustration through the beeps. That his car just doesn't respond with the front end like he wants it to.
You know what I liked about that? It wasn't a request to stay in the game. It was a demand to stay in the game. He followed up what he said was stay in the game, Marty.
And Ty Gibbs has stayed in the game so far. Jeff in 7th, right in front of him. Ryan Priest in 6th, having a fantastic day, as you guys mentioned. So they pitted at lap 30, Steve. And there was a lot of conjecture in the garage area this morning. Would you pit as soon as the window opened to make it to the end of the race? But with all this tire fall off, Steve, would you want to go a little bit longer? Split stage 3.
The SVG just got past Bowman. Only 2 more cars. He's got the pass here.
That window opens in 2 laps. They might come to pit road and try to make it to the end of the race.
Now Gibbs is looking on Ryan Priest. Almost lost car right there.
These guys can run 31, 32, 33 laps. So if with 40 to go and they're trying to save gas and save tire, I just don't see that being the right opportunity. I think that we haven't seen a lot of movement through the field, but the guys that stayed out on much older tires proved to hold their track position earlier, and I was just expecting to have some late yellows. So while the late yellows will help your fuel tank, they're going to really abuse those Goodyear tires.
Check this out, Jeff. I know that you jumped. We both saw it at the same time.
Yeah, it's a very difficult place to make a late pass. Ty Gibbs doing all that he
Wow.
could. A little bit of contact there with Wiggy, so that's just good.
Got some insane racing right now.
Came off the final turn sideways as he continues to shadow Ryan Priest up front. Ryan Blaney.
SVG still 3 seconds behind Blaney, though. But he is closing.
12th to 3rd. There they are. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, right there.
So you saw Ty Gibbs stay to the right side of the road on this exit to try to fake Priest out a little bit. You have to get left if you go right there. You can make some things happen. But Priest just did a really good job of fighting that off the last lap. But Ty will try that again. Still tight, not happy with the way his car is driving.
Laps to go here at the Go Bowling at the Glen. Can it be a pole to victory lane day for Ryan Blaney?
Right, less than 40 laps to go now. Ryan Blaney's still in the lead. Byron's in second, and SVG closing in. I think best side of strategy right now is SVG and Ty Gibbs.
Like when I'm making a delivery in my van and a song comes on that I like. So like
The ones that stayed out like Blaney, all the others, they're going to have to pit, but they'll have to stay longer for fuel, so they're going to lose some time.
But that was pretty complex, so we came up with the kitchen.
Hey, Elliott going for a move on Ross Chastain. Elliott struggling today. And there's a spin up ahead. Or up behind. That kind of, no, that's Carson Hocevar going for a spin.
Save a place to be. Head for the mountains of
Reddick trying to pass Elliott right here. And Chase Briscoe going to make it 3 wide. Briscoe completes the pass on Elliott. Elliott just, they do not just they didn't make that good of a call earlier, but Elliott just does not have the car today.
Secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage?
Disappointing because back in the Gen 6, Elliott won here a couple times and would be a top runner here, but his car is just terrible.
Right back in your ride. Look like fun? It is. You win? With the price of just about
He may even have a problem too because he keeps losing, continue to lose spots.
We brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Premium wireless. Now, get 30, 30, get 30, get 20, 20, 20, get 20, 20, then get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month. So, you get mobile premium wireless.
Let's check his tongue for steroids.
Mobile premium wireless. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, and doc. So,
what kind of coffee do you drink?
an all-American club combo. Extra elevated, cuter likes it hot.
For just $1 more, you can make it a Happy Gilmore meal and get a collectible cup.
Gilmore with his own meal deal? Hey, Shooter, I love your cup. Actually, make it a Happy Gilmore meal. Sort of.
Exciting careers are available now nationwide, ensuring the U.S. Navy has its next generation of submarines. If you're looking for a stable, impactful career, visit BuiltSubmarines.com. We build giants because it takes one to build one. Appropriately, we're on board the BuiltSubmarines.com Ford as we welcome you back to Go Bowling at the Glen. You're watching the NASCAR Cup Series.
And McDowell's closing in on Elliott.
On USA, Lee 50, Steve Letarte, Chip Burton with you from the Glen on a 90-degree day. Yes, it's a warm afternoon to go racing for 90 laps around here. I'm going to show you a couple of things while we're away.
And SVG already 3 car lengths behind Ryan Blaney, so he's about to pass him soon.
Contact with teammate Carson Hocevar. Carson goes around.
Meanwhile, back at the front, the two guys who started on the front row in this race on 2 different strategies. Ryan Blaney continues to lead the way, but for how much longer?
About 1 quarter. Inside SVG.
Much newer tires, right? Better tires, right? And just, yeah, I mean, fresher tires, faster car.
The 12 has drove an amazing race. I think this is successful so far from what they tried to do. They gave himself an opportunity.
Yeah, I tell you right now, SVG's in the best place to win because he's got fresh tires and he's got the lead.
So this is a big advantage for the 88. You see on our thing, just low fuel remaining for Blaney, Byron, Bell, and Bowman has a little more fuel on board. First car to come to pit road with 36 to go, the 60 of Priest.
Ryan Priest is in. The ones that stayed out are pitting now.
Especially for the Ford, so Ryan Priest comes out pit road. So to his teammate Chris Buescher. Priest has been very happy with the long run speed today. He's going to need it with 36 to go, Kim.
Still the biggest complaint for Chris Buescher is another here.
That was a slow stop on Ryan Priest.
I haven't seen the tire life be good enough to think with 36 to go, you're just done for the day. I think they thought to change this. The leaders, that could be a different decision, but I think SVG can run a few.
Oh, Chastain, Briscoe. Contact. Chastain did not go well in the bus stop. And it forced Briscoe off. And he lost a few positions there.
Briscoe wasn't impressed, I promise you that. No. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like,
wow.
You always see when it finally comes to somebody wrecking somebody else, but there are 100 of those that happen all day long. Not to mention all season long, Jeff. And you drivers kind of file those away.
So here's Chastain and Wallace up through the S's. Ross is on a mission here, and Bubba's not giving him anything.
Yeah, Chastain and Bubba Wallace were already battling before that.
So that opened up an avenue for Chase Briscoe, then hit the curb.
That's right.
It wasn't malicious, it was just circumstantial.
That's right. The left front tire got to the left of the curb, the car starts hopping, and he's going to go up the track whether
William Byron's in?
or not. We see the 24 on pit road, Dave.
Change the lefts, change the rights, full up fuel. Have to wait a little bit here. You've been talking about that, Steve, because they last pitted on lap 16. But here goes Byron, who probably would like to not be back on pit road before the end of the day.
I think this pit window is going to be kind of a long, the car's going to drip in maybe 4 or 5 cars at a time. Some ovals we go to, it looks like yellow. Every car comes at the same time. We'll see at what point enough cars have pitted that SVG thinks he needs to come to pit road. Remember, yellow, he would restart behind the cars that have pitted. That's the whole point.
Okay. Blaney should be coming in next.
I would probably run it even in the mid-60s, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah, Blaney's in.
He needs gas. So his decision to pit is kind of set from decisions earlier in the day. For Bell and SVG, I think you stay on the racetrack and try to have some fresher tires for late in the race.
Tell us more, Dave Burns.
Coming to pit road now. Lee, the car's been just a little bit tight for Ryan Blaney. He doesn't want to turn, but he said it was better than the first run during that second run. And imagine what he's been going through today. Watching SVG around him, some of the moves that he's made. He just saw another. Did he learn enough to win this race today, Tim?
Nelson Hill coming off a top 10 finish in Iowa, his first top 10 since Texas in May. That car has been like in traffic. No forward drive, still lacking rear grip. They made an adjustment to get out of the carousel better.
Look at this angry little bunch.
More battles going on.
Still at it. Briscoe round Suarez. Now it's McDowell's turn.
Briscoe, when he entered the bus stop on the right side of another car, he had to be nervous. He just got puttered out of the way a few laps ago. The back up front, SVG, he has been putting some flyers down. He took off and ran some mid-73 second laps, and that is absolutely flying.
Chastain was able to clear Ty Gibbs. Speaking of the 54, the Monster Camry, let's have a listen to some recent radio.
So we got to do something. Well, I'm sure you got a real good understanding back from inside the car. So, you can call the strategy if you want, or we can keep rolling. But I wish.
Boy, things are getting tense at JGR.
Penalty for Cole Custer.
They have currently over there with the young
Too fast entering. In case Elliott is in.
Yeah, the 9th place chassis adjustment. He said, I just got to keep the left rear on it. Remember, so many right-handers, a lot more load on the left side tires here.
That's a great point, Cam. When we talk about tire wear and rear grip going away, the left side seems to be the challenge as the 54 drops his left side. He's under attack by the 22 of Logano.
Be an interesting conversation tomorrow.
Yeah, Gibbs is getting passed by Logano and Kozlowski right there.
The pit box is, hey, we got the strategy. What I need you to do is make lap time.
Right.
I need you to focus on getting the best possible speed out of this race car. Let us worry about the strategy. You have to trust us. But it just doesn't seem like that's where they are right now.
Every sport, we've been reading so much about psychology, about trying to control your emotion.
Okay, Bell is in.
And I think that's what you're seeing in the 54, the crew chief wanting him to control it, Marty.
Ty Gibbs' teammate Christopher Bell coming down pit road. He's had no real complaints about the handling of the car to Adam Stevens, but 2 laps before they pitted, he did say the brakes are starting to go a little bit long, and he saw them have to wait on fuel, Dave.
All good right now for Alex Bowman. He'll be on or off the pit road. Lefts get changed first, rights get changed second when you're at Watkins Glen. Drew going after him. This should get him to the end. Where can he end up? He's good on points now, but does not have that win to ensure him in the playoff.
Alex Bowman having a good day. That was hanging in there. So let's see what this with 32 to go. How it shakes out for the driver of the number 48 Ally Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsport. Remember, he's in a 10th spot. He's in that no-win zone, but above the line in the playoff points picture. But it's been a productive day.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs is really dropping back. Gets those tires finally gone away from him.
54 continues to lead spots. This time it's the 4 Noah Granson going by. He does have pressure tires, about 10-lap pressure tires. But this time, I think that's the radio of the 54.
Yeah, he's hitting now.
Corner, come to pit road. This would be a good vision of these backwards pit stops, right? So remember, you can only use 3. You cannot drive through 4 boxes, a common penalty. He does a nice job only using a couple, puts it right on the side, Marty.
Yeah, frustration all the way around for this 54 team, from the driver's seat, also from the pit box as well. Pitting with 31 to go. And
They dropped the jack.
As they try to go from the
So that's going to make them stop slower. So that's Riley Earps' pit crew. Not Ty Gibbs.
We covered it last week in Iowa, this new move where the jack man swings the jack behind his back, and they make it look very, very simple, but now going in reverse. The handoff normally between the quarterback and the runner.
Well, it was on Ty Gibbs.
So let's take a look.
Too much Monster Energy cars to keep an eye on.
First he loses the grip, then he loses the handoff behind his back. So just a messy pit stop all around for the jack man on the 54.
And when the pit box, guys in the pit box, and they're driving.
Yeah, bad day. Yeah, it went from bad to worse for Ty Gibbs.
You also have a bad pit stop. It sure does seem to unravel all at the same time.
Take a look at the Toyota driver update.
So this allows SVG to do whatever he wants to, kind of.
How about Nemechek? Remember, he was back in the tires, and he's up to 10th. Now, I know some of that is because of the pit cycle, but that 42 car still has reasonable pace compared to cars on the same tire. I would have thought it was damaged more than that.
He last pitted on lap 42. So that's only 5 laps different to the race leader, Shane Van Gisbergen. And Ross Chastain, his Trackhouse Racing teammate, there is some 18 and a half seconds between the 2 teammates when they restarted near the same spot. SVG didn't mess around on those.
We got 30 laps to go now.
Gaining many positions quite quickly.
This is the part of the run at every road course, Steve, that Ross Chastain, teammate the SVG, wants to know how can SVG be 4/10 a lap faster. This is where they are trying to catch this guy. They're able to run pretty close to the same speed as he does on new tires, qualifying, practice. This part of the run is where he is just so fast.
Really dear friend of his from Australia, and also a fellow racer and championship big event winner, Paul Morris. Paul Morris is kind of like the go-to driver training guy now in Australia at the Norwell Motorplex. And I asked Paul yesterday, what makes Shane Shane? And he says, with a very humble, no egotistical philosophy of always learning. I can always learn to be better. And he's influenced a lot of other drivers that way. So let's see if he can go 1 position better than last year and get the win here at the Glen.
Change is always happening.
Yeah, so front lap, everybody else is going to have to pit, besides the ones that already
We
did.
want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included. for a price that stays exactly the same.
Sonic just made snack time official with Dollar Snacky Hour. Dollar corn dogs, dollar mozzarella sticks, and dollar soft pretzel twist every day from 2 to 5 p.m. Sonic Snacky Hour. Live free, eat Sonic.
What are you doing up there?
Oh, I'm just posting the number of visitors to the Homes.com network this month. It's become the go-to home shopping site.
Got another 14,000.
What?
Gotta go back up. Oh, 17,891.
Just hand me some commas and zeros.
Plus 7.
What?
Well, that's sweet. 25,000 more. Any reason why you can just go with over 100 million or even a billion visits a year?
Homes.com, the place to find a place.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors, pitching in, and getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
28 to go with Watkins Glen. Shane Van Gisbergen comes to pit road, and this was the plan all along. The sprint.
Hey, SVG's pitting. So is Chastain. SVG's away.
I'm in no hurry to pit. Just tell me when to come to pit road, and 0 complaints on the handling of the car, Dave.
And you can see how far behind Ross Chastain was there in the one car. Yet he believed this weekend he's been pretty close to the speed of his teammate in the 88 car. So what about this stuff? They need 4 Goodyear tires. They need a long fill. That's a little bit shorter fill of Sunoco fuel. And he said it was definitely too loose this run. So a little air pressure adjustment that's already been made on one of these tires or more. As he hits pit road, and that will be done.
88 first car on the racetrack that can now make it on fuel. You look off in the distance as they climb the S.
Yeah, so SVG can make it on fuel.
Those are the other 2 cars that had pitted with the idea of making it to the finish. So SVG currently leads of cars that can make it on gas. Nice job by Byron and Blaney, running great laps on those new tires. They closed that gap on SVG. Now, unfortunately, though, SVG has the position and the pressure tires.
Came in with a 19.7, basically a 22nd.
Yeah, Blaney and Byron were able to close on SVG, but SVG ran a better lap time and got out before they did. And I think some of the drivers are just going to run longer and hope for a caution. Allmendinger's in.
Yeah, and for Ada, they want to go a little bit longer to try and have some tire advantage for the last run. Ada's saying the car does not have the grip to make the moves. He feels like he can if he had grip. So we'll try to make an air pressure adjustment for fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
Is Brett Keselowski and Austin Cindric as they enter the bus stop. So at the moment, this is second and third. But they
There we go.
pit.
Now I can.
There's scrap going on, but not representative of where they are in the big picture scheme of things.
I can't think, these guys can run longer to try to have a tire advantage. And that's really what they're thinking is, hey, let's run this tank of fuel all the way dry, come in and get tires. If we have it late yellow, we can stay out, and others may choose to come to pit road.
Keselowski,
Yeah, the ones that are still out there are hoping for a caution.
Very little pace on road courses. He really struggled, but the last couple of years, he was going to work.
Cindric's in.
He's brought much better speed. It's a really good job of improving.
Austin Cindric in the snap-on forward comes to pit road, so that changes that picture, Dave.
It does, Lee, and when you grew up racing all kinds of different cars on tracks like this, rights and lefts, you always have one eye from the competition on you. The car's been pretty good for Austin.
Stenhouse is also in.
Better on that run, a little better balance. So they'll leave it where it is as they change tires and add fuel to get to the end.
All the way.
Now, as a driver, this is just you cannot have a penalty here, right? There's as much green flag racing we've seen. 25 laps to go. If it maintains a green flag, a pass through would be just a huge penalty.
Rejoins right behind Chase Elliott, who's in 29th. Here's Chase Briscoe, race leader on cycle at the moment. Pocono race winner has had some 9 top 5 finishes this season. It's been remarkable in his first season at Joe Gibbs Racing. He's been the king of qualifying. It's been an incredible season. Now, how far can he go in the playoffs? We'll begin that question after the next 2 races following the drop of the check.
So if you're an SVG fan, you hope a caution doesn't come out.
Green flag cycle continues here at Watkins Glen. Paul Wolf's original plan coming into the day was to pit as soon as the window opened and stayed straight, but he saw everybody else kind of doing that, so like he always does, doing something a little bit different for Joey Logano, deciding to pit here with 24 to go.
77 of those car also come to pit road. He's running inside the top 15. Oh, the 8 to 99 here heading into the bus stop.
It gets really tight through here. Very narrow, 99, like we saw earlier.
That's right.
Ross Chastain just hitting that curve on the inside edge.
Well, you enter
up the racetrack.
Right, you enter, Jeff, because you have to leave the 8 rim off the right side guardrail, and you just get too low, and you end up driving into that pothole for not a better prescription.
It's almost not enough room for 2 wide on a corner entry, and you have to really get the take. And on the outside, he's not very happy, right? He's just got mud into.
Hey, Kyle Busch got into Suarez there. Lost some track position.
He managed to bounce back out just ahead of his teammate in Austin Dillon. So cycling through, Eric Jones has now just hit pit road. And as everybody cycles, Shane Van Gisbergen continues to climb. He's up as high as 5th right now. So it's Briscoe, Keselowski, McDowell, Gregson, and then Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, I believe the 88's only running as hard as he needs to push his rear tires to stay in front of the 24.
23 laps to go here at the Glen. Can it duck away for a quick break? Come back. As all this will cycle through, and then we get down to racing to the checkered flag.
In my line of work, people are always asking for favors. Just the other day, someone offered to buff my brass for a deal on a room. I said, thanks, I'm good. Then I told them about...
Yeah, Briscoe's still in the lead. He still has yet to pit. Briscoe, Keselowski, McDowell, and Gregson need to pit. SVG's good on fuel. The others behind him aren't. But yeah, like I said, if it keeps going green, SVG's got this.
20% of hundreds of thousands of hotels. You did that? Okay.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Word of wisdom for the family.
Eat more meat.
Wow. Let that sink in. Kids, I think you'd all agree that these were words that your grandfather used.
Two laps to go here at Watkins Glen. And time now for Once to Watch, presented by Credit One Bank. Jeff, who you like the look of?
Yeah, I like Ryan Blaney. I know that SVG has tons of speed, but Ryan Blaney's fast also. And I think if we get the caution at the right time, Blaney has enough speed with put some new tires on this thing. I think on a short run, he can take the fight to SVG. Remember, he won the very first Roval race in Charlotte. So he's a good road racer. And I believe this team needs a win heading into the playoffs.
Well, I agree that Blaney has impressed with the speed today.
And McDowell is in.
Gisbergen has also impressed. I thought he not only has had speed, but he's raced with a lot of kind of temperament and maturity. He's only pushed his car when he needs to, as hard as he needs to, and I think he's doing the same here today, saving his rear tire for the last 21 laps.
Might not necessarily think about this man here, William Byron, as a road course specialist. All good, but we have to remember that he won here 2 years ago. He has got great finishes here at the Glen, and he's the series' most recent winner. And just this week, William said, I really feel that win in Iowa, even though it's nail biting, running out of gas. He said it's got the momentum and it's picked everything back up, the belief in this team. And he said it was the juice that we needed. So let's see how far he can go, and can he take the fight to Shane Van Gisbergen?
And so your top 10 right now is Brad Keselowski, Shane Van Gisbergen, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Preece Flores. That's your top 10.
I believe he can stay on the racetrack. Also, McDowell pitted. Slow stop for McDowell. He joins way outside the top 30, 44 seconds behind the leader for the driver of the 71.
Great shot from that Chevy cam, Chevrolet cam. Chase Elliott knows the elevation changes of this racetrack. Talk about how fast it is. Small mistake, you find yourself in that wall.
And this is a tough day for the driver of the Napa number 9, for a guy who's won back-to-back here at the Glen, 4 road course races in a row in his career. This place is so special for his first win, but sitting 20th at the moment and still fighting as hard as any of the other guys, right? But 19 positions further back than where you want to be, where you feel you should be.
There's the 19 trying to use those fresher tires. He's to the left side of the 7th of Justin Haley. That Spire car. Spire put 3 cars in the top 10 here a year ago. Had great speed in practice. The strategy, the speed, a little bit of the combo flatter. Hasn't quite aligned for them today with Haley running 19th. The 77 spun around before. He's at 26th.
Ronnie Hurts right there on the bottom of the racetrack, 35 car. Good day for him so far. 14th.
And for Briscoe, he wants to get through this mess because if he can get in front of Herbst, I think he can use those tires to his advantage, but he kind of has to tiptoe his way through. So far, he got out of 66. He'll look at Ty Dillon. 3 wide here for Chase Elliott and Haley.
Wow, look at this. Heading to the bus stop when you're going almost 3 wide, that's sketchy. Nice move, AJ Allmendinger. 19 to go here at the Glen.
Yeah, 19 laps to go. Keselowski's just hoping for a caution.
It's me, Wednesday Adams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this, get it fixed now and pay later in 4 interest free payments at SafeLight.com.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. Pod's last sale of the summer has been extended. Save up to 25% on moving and storage until September 22nd. And see why Pods is the most awarded container moving company. But don't wait. Book now and save up to 25% at pods.com.
Bush Guy, cold and smooth for mileage skills.
My watch is broken.
You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. Head for the mountains.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is going on now. Find hot buys for every room, starting at just $199. Plus, for a limited time, you can save up to $1,000 store-wide, or pay no interest until 2030 when you buy in-store. Only at Ashley.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask, but he's not going to. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Meet the IHOP House Faves value menu. Everything's just $6. Like the breakfast faves combo, $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast.
Yeah,
for 6
Keselowski
bucks.
still has a bit, but he's still out there.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nail, every second we shave, it's all knowledge that goes right back in your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
Keselowski finally pits.
Why are you in?
So that gives the lead back to SVG.
Next, after the race, stay tuned for the NASCAR Cup Series post show to get a special look at USA's new series, The Rainmaker, premiering Friday at 10 on USA.
Go bowling at the Glen returns, and so too does Brad Keselowski to pit road, Dave.
Had to come in for this last splash of fuel for the day, and also tires. They know they're going to end up in somewhere in the 20s when they leave pit road, but they will have a tire advantage. We'll see how much ground Brad can make up. Now, Brad and White Cage are expecting child number 4 back at home. Meanwhile, Joey Hand was on hand this weekend, just in case Brad got the call a little bit early. Joey's an expert worldwide road racer, hired by Ford Performance back in 2020 to help the development of the next-gen car for Ford. He's here this weekend just in case, but you know who else he's helped? Ryan Blaney, who runs up front, chasing down Van Gisbergen, Buscher, and Byron, trying to make his way to victory lane. Blaney has been one of the best students for Joey Hand. Hand says he is absorbing everything he needs and really applies it on track here. So Joey, a good resource for Ford, and this weekend.
Yeah, so that drops Keselowski to 22nd after he pitted.
Driver 2, Dave, in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, as we had a pass.
And Chris Buscher gets past William Byron.
He wants to relive last year and give himself a chance of defending that win and guaranteeing himself a spot in the playoffs. And he went right by William Byron on the approach to the bus stop.
Yeah, could Buscher chase down SVG?
At 2.5 seconds ahead.
Well, let's compare their pit times.
Team right there. 15 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Well, it was a mistake a year ago.
Yeah, SVG's got fresher tires than Buscher does, though.
Getting into the bus stop that allowed the 17 to pass him back, and I think that's the key if you're Buscher, right? You have to stay close enough. This was basically SVG is in that 16 WeatherTech car in Denver, right there. He told you, Jeff, hit that wall with the right front, had to pull the wheel out of his hands. He got offline, and then he had the 17 a little pushing and shoving. He gets his way through, and then a last-ditch impressive effort by the 16 just wasn't going to be had. But my point today is to stay close enough. Like, don't let SVG kind of relax. Stay a couple seconds back or try to close the gap if you can. Don't allow the 88 to save tire.
There was a caution with 7 to go last year. Remember when William Byron and Brad Keselowski got together up into the guardrail? Anything can happen with 14 to go here at the Glen.
The other thing is, even though SVG is fast with Buscher, you get a caution and close him up. We saw Buscher in practice yesterday was fast up the S's, which is why he caught SVG last year.
That's right.
Shane told me, he said, I wasn't going up the S's slow. I just got beat up there. Buscher then was able to get close to me and kind of force me into a mistake.
At this stage of the race, we start looking at things like the Xfinity fastest lap. Who has it? Well, unfortunately, the guy who spun with no brakes on lap 5 in car 5, Kyle Larson, spent a lot of time, nearly 20 laps, I think, in the garage area. Was able to come back out and grab that point for the race's fastest lap to win second, thanks to Xfinity. All right, when SVG crosses the line this time, there is just 13 to go, so let's take a walk through the field. Marty Snyder kicked us off.
Lee, who would have thought this would be the case a year ago? Dane Van Gisbergen looking at a possible 4th straight road course win, and it's rarefied air. The last driver to do that, Chase Elliott. The driver before that to accomplish that goal, Jeff Gordon, who won 6 in a row. SVG is showing what muscle he has in the road courses right now out front cleanly, Kim.
Yeah, Chris Buscher running in the second position.
So let's look at, let's see. Buscher last hit at lap 53 and Byron at lap 54. So them two We're going to be close on fuel. Ryan Blaney going to be close on fuel. Bell is a little bit okay on fuel. Put it in lap 57. But I mean, a caution could come out and help these guys. The only one I was on that same strategy as SVG is Ross Chastain, and he's all the way back in 12th. Kyle Busch is up to 11th, so he's still moving up the field. Not that far from his teammate, Austin Dillon.
He has focused forward, Marty, and he is right there trying to stay ahead of Bell and Wallace.
Dave, remember how we started the day talking about how Adam Stevens just wanted to build some consistency for Christopher Bell heading into the playoffs. Today is exactly what the doctor ordered. Right on board with the Toyota on board with Bell. Sitting in 5th right now, and they have told him you are consistently faster than Ryan Blaney right in front of you. We can go get 4th easily, Kim.
Well, Bubba Law is currently running in the 6th position. He's finished top 10 in the last 3 races. His longest top 10 streak in the Cup Series, well, that's 4 races. It happened back in 2022. Looking to match that today. What a bragging point if it happens on a road course. We know they hadn't been his strength. A couple laps ago, he said the car was stumbling, so they switched to fuel pump 2. Everything A-okay now for Bubba. As his teammate, Tyler Reddick, runs behind him in the 7th position. Talk with crew chief Billy Scott this morning. Said, man, we have got to find momentum.
Yeah, 12 laps to go. It's about to be 11 laps to go.
They've been working on their road course program. He was hoping that the work that they have done for the last month would show.
SVG got this win if caution doesn't come out.
Partial victory for Daniel Suarez today. When I talked to his crew chief, Matt Swiderski, this morning, I asked, why didn't you even get a 10-lap run?
Or unless he makes a mistake or something happens to his car.
But we think it will be good on the long run, which it has been. Suarez running ninth right now, Marty.
Dave, what a day so far for Ryan Preece. Started 17th, and yet they still have earned the 4th most points on the day to this point, and looking at a possible top 10 finish. And I just asked their crew chief, Derek Finley, a moment ago, I said, are you good to the end? Remember, they picked on the very early side of this window. He said, we're good to the end, and we're good for overtime as well. Preece going to gain a lot of points. We'll see if it really moves the cut line, though, Kim.
Austin Dillon running in the 10th position, and he's coming off a top 10 finish at Iowa. That was the team's first top 10 since Texas back in May. And as you look at his road course kind of resume, he only has 2 top 10s in 43 Cup road course starts. Would love to add another today. Talking to crew chief Richard Boswell, he said we're really just starting to click. We have potential. It's right there. Guys, it looks like it's starting to show up for this 3 team.
Yeah,
Hey, Briscoe. Not closing in.
Chase Briscoe, as it does.
Just past Austin Dillon right there. Briscoe's running on those fresher tires.
For the 3 team from Richard Childress Racing. Back to race to the
Kyle Busch is actually further back. I guess the scoring monitor was not updated again.
It's been a fun summer, but back to school is finally here. Make sure you get a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk, so you can show Grandma their new sneakers. In the last lap of the race, and order some last-minute school supplies while the kids enjoy the last moments of summer. Switch to Straight Talk and spend less on wireless with a free 5G phone on us, on America's most reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, official partner of NASCAR. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart.
Sonic just made snack time official with Dollar Snacky Hour. Dollar corn dogs, dollar mozzarella sticks, and dollar soft pretzel twist every day from 2 to 5 p.m. Sonic Snacky Hour. Live free, eat Sonic.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lager, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coolers Light. Choose chill.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this.
And I guess that's who's that? Is that Riley Ertz or that's Ty Gibbs again? Well, I mean, if you do get another caution, you can stay out.
And 2 entrees like the new chicken parmesan fettuccine.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
Oh, there's a crash. Looks like John Nemechek or some type of contact that happened back there. Camera didn't really get to it in time. I wonder what that was. Was that actually an accident? Or they're still green for now.
This is my WWE every single week. Fighting on SmackDown. Live fights at 8. Only
Yeah, John Nemechek's pitting. I guess because for that damage.
From Watkins Glen, we head short track racing next weekend. Saturday, August 16th, we will see you for Richmond.
Yeah, race is Saturday at 6:30.
7:30 p.m. Eastern. Prior to that, there's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action on FS2 and also the race on FS1 after the practice sessions. And we have got practice and qualifying here for the Cup Series on True TV. So a big weekend next weekend at Richmond. John Hunter Nemechek comes to pit road because of this. What happened? Heading to the back stretch.
Yeah, we got Watkins Glen J.
Not the place to lose it. That's at about 140 miles an hour.
Oh, what a save by John Nemechek.
Just out of the groove.
That prevented a caution by him spinning there.
Was that contact? It's hard to tell looking back. It was definitely uncomfortable.
But yeah, well, we got Watkins Glen today.
It's hard to tell, but
Got Richmond next week. Then you got Daytona, the regular season finale. Then you got Darlington, the first race of the playoffs. And then, of course, my home track, Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis, September 7th. Been counting down to that for a while.
Here aboard the WeatherTech Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing. Six and a half to go. Even a little bit less than that before this guy can get redemption for what went down last year on that final lap. His teammate Daniel Suarez is running in the top 10, and here's Ross Chastain.
Bell just passed William Byron.
Interesting day for the Trackhouse trio.
Well, I think for Ross Chastain, that big win at the 600 is exactly what this one car needed. He's locked in the playoffs with that win, with now only a couple races remaining after today. So he has to be looking ahead. I actually think his road course racing is only improving, right? I think having SVG in the car, Ross is very humble about trying to learn from him, and here he is running 12, closing in the back of the 3, Dave.
And Steve, you heard it in practice yesterday when we interviewed him. I love it. It's the line of the weekend. You said, imagine being me, just an oval track driver, only turned left my whole life, and now I'm chasing.
Oh, Keselowski. Tire down. Is that going to put debris on the track?
Oh, boy. Left rear, he gets to pit road, the tires.
No, he's on pit road.
So I don't see any debris comes off it, but man, just
They
doing
say
such a
green.
nice job. He'll come down to
If
the
you're
service
SVG, you're hoping the caution doesn't come out.
He was running 14th at the time.
Yeah, and he's going to come out well outside the top 30. You won't lose a lap, so if you get lucky enough to get a yellow in the next 2 or 3, this will actually be a good break, but those never seem to happen that way when you get the flat tire forcing you to come to pit road.
Disappointing finish here, but a lot to be proud of. The speed they brought this weekend, Marty.
As Keselowski leaves pit road, let's focus up front on Shane Van Gisbergen, who's talked about how he signed a new multi-year contract to stay at Trackhouse Racing. I spent some time with him this weekend. And
Yeah, so your top 10
signed a new deal to stay
right now
in the United States. He said,
is SVG, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, and Ryan Priest.
in Australia, and Lee, you know this, where I needed a new challenge in my career. I'd done everything I could do in VA Supercars for 15 years. I just needed something else. So the timing of Justin Mark's call For that one start in Chicago, I had no idea what it would result in, but this is the most fun I've had in racing in a long, long time.
Yeah, it's funny what happens with the people you're surrounded by. Obviously, I mentioned earlier that Shane's good friends with Paul Morris. Paul Morris was really good friends with Boris Said. Boris Said was really good friends with Justin Marks. So you link the dots. Justin said, hey, I'm looking to do something pretty cool. And Morris says, well, why don't you get Shane Van Gisbergen over here? So everybody worked together to give this guy an opportunity to win on debut on the streets of Chicago. And Shane himself thought that was going to be a one and done with the Project 91 part of Trackhouse Racing. That Project 91 has had some phenomenal world-class drivers come and racing the cars, but it's kind of taken a back seat now with a future, with some restructuring at the team that's taking place. And this guy we know is going to be in this seat for several more years.
Further back in the field, Alex Bowman, we talked about the strategy they have played today to get points. The second most amount of points on the day. But the last few laps have not gone well for this team. They are bleeding spots all the way back to
Yeah, Bowman's losing more spots, about to get passed by Todd Gilliland in the 38.
But think about who he's trying to gain points on. Busher, who is running second. Even though you got all the stage points, you're giving them all back up late in this race.
The opposite side of the pylon, you see Briscoe up to 6th, so he's now closed all the way up to really all the cars available. Blaney 6 seconds up the road to be a challenge for Briscoe. Glen Melville has run down Busher.
He is flying.
Yeah, Bell's about to pass Busher for second. Not really much hope besides SVG if a caution doesn't come out in the next few laps.
This race is full of
Which we're down to 3 to go now.
for stage finishes. That one debris caution as we saw a little bit of contact with the 21.
They'll try to apply some pressure to Busher. See how you do up the S's, where Busher's always been so fast. And it helps Busher so much because if you're not doing his rear bumper and getting to the inner loop, you can't make a pass there.
Right.
And again, even though
This race went by really fast. Started around 1 o'clock, and it's already almost over. That's if we get a caution, though.
Quarter entry makes gain, makes even more gain through the inner loop on exit.
Wow, look at this. Busher made his move on Van Gisbergen a year ago.
Hell, he had his hands full. Here's another passing zone. Bush was able to leave that corner with a lot of speed, so that takes away an opportunity for Bell. Gains on entry.
Kyle Busch lost a couple of spots. I wonder what happened to him. He's back in 18th. He was running 15th.
Again, corner entry.
Did he get booted by somebody?
Speed about the same, but not quite close enough to make a move.
That drive that Christopher Bell put in that circuit with the Americans in Austin, Texas earlier this year was smooth, was slick. Just the way that he's finishing here. He's 4 laps fresher tires than Busher. That makes a difference. Busher's hanging tough.
So what Bell did right there, get into turn 1, he just wasn't trying to make a pass. He was just trying to get in Busher's head, make him look in the mirror, right? Make him think about, I'm going to have to make a block here to keep him from passing me. Hoping he'll make a mistake.
He doesn't have a big correction at the start of the carousel. He's going to be way closer. I don't know if the arrow.
Yeah, this would be SVG's 4th win if he can hang on.
Very efficient and low. See if he can get this time.
Elliott running 24th, just not a good day for Elliott either. Neither for Hamlin. But Byron having another good day, this is going to help him in a regular season championship.
Last thing he wants to see is a yellow before.
Well, it's a dramatically different final lap. 1 lap to go, presented by
Okay, 1 lap to go for SVG.
Instead of seeing
You just got to worry about getting it around now.
Chris Busher, he sees a 10-second gap back to Chris Busher. Very different a year on.
SVG at this point now can just stay in his rhythm. He was very vocal at Mexico when they tried to slow him down. He said, man, if I slow down, I start missing my marks. Let me just do what I do, be who I am. And I would encourage him. The team has leaned into it, and he deserves all the praise he's getting because now he's come to a track where I feel the NASCAR Cup Series drivers have the biggest advantage. They have laps. It is not as technical. It is more high speed. It has everything that I thought would help the 88, but here he is, the 88, leading the 20, making a move, Jeff.
At 20, Christopher Bell trying to make a move on Chris Buescher right here.
Nice.
And he does complete the pass.
SVG obviously dominant on road courses, but keep your eye on him because he is improving on the ovals. He is becoming a factor on the ovals. Not winning speed yet, but competitive speed.
The day started with Marcus Ambrose, a Glen winner, voicing
SVG out of the last quarter. Dominant day today for SVG. He wins at Watkins Glen.
He gets redemption and wins at Watkins Glen.
And Bell's going to get second. Chris Buescher's going to get third.
And the 20 team at Joe Gibbs Racing. As Bell gets Buescher on the final lap, Chris will finish third.
SVG's already doing burnouts. Byron. Briscoe Blaney. Sometime tomorrow, Daniel Suarez will get seventh.
Was in the wall in the Xfinity race.
8th place, Bubba Wallace. 9th, Reddick. And 10th, Ross Chastain. What a drive for SVG. His fourth win this season.
Steve, for as long as you've been in the sport, that's special. Very special.
Been dominant on the road courses. All SVG has to do is improve on the ovals, and he can be competitive in the playoffs potentially.
Every time he's asked, all he does is talk about how good his competitors are. He's very likable. And just a world.
Okay, well, that's the end of the race. Podcast will be posted this coming week. Not sure who the guest will be, but tune in Wednesday night. And then I'll see you guys next week for the watch party at Richmond. See you guys later.